Hi guys, Victoria here for Tonic Studios. It's been a while since I brought you any content. I've not been on with any tutorials or anything for Tonic recently, and I thought, oh, I've got to remedy that. So today I'm bringing to you a brand new showcase, and this is called Sweet Spring Basket. And to say I love it is an understatement. Now, there's so many things that you can do with this basket. Not only do we have a carrot, these are the carrot dies, we also have strawberry dies, and I'll explain how they work. But basically, your strawberry can be an Easter egg, it could be a lemon, so you could have baskets of lemons. You can also make a tulip, and from your reaction to a sneaky peek on the Live with Leo a week ago, a fair few of you quite like the look of the tulip. So I thought I'd come on and I'd show you how I've made my tulip and explain a little bit about what is what here. And then we're going to put something together. So I'm going to sit at my desk. Hooper keeping shop, guys. I'm out of practice, you know. So I have lots and lots of things cut already, but I'm just going to talk you through these dies, okay? So as you can see here, this is going to be the handle for your basket. Now I personally cut this out twice and stick two together. Gives it a little bit more rigidity. It does give a beautiful deboss pattern within your handle. So if I show you here, I've got two stuck together here, and you can see that lovely pattern there going through the handle. So that does that. This die here is the inner lid for the basket. Now this is optional. You don't have to add this if you want an open basket. Let's say you're putting some torn tissue paper in the basket, then you might not want a lid. You might just want to have what's in there on show. So I cut two of these out. The instructions might be different, but this is how I've made mine, okay? So I usually cut two of these out and glue them back to back. So if you're using pattern paper, then you've got the same pattern on each side. Now I have gone along in here, because obviously I've adapted this for my tulips, but yours will be a whole piece. But I've just found a little hole punch I had in my stash that is the circumference just slightly bigger than a straw. And then I've punched out 3 on this side and 3 on this side, okay? And this is where we're going to slot the tulips in. But like I say, yours will be whole. If you want to do this, then this is how I've done mine. So we've got that. So then you'll see this die here with the little teeth. And this is the base of your basket. So I cut that out twice in whatever. We're doing a white basket today, but you could be doing a craft card. So that is the basket. Now you need to cut this die out here 4 times. This is the side of your basket. And then obviously you have a detail panel here, which you can use, or you can cut pattern papers. It's completely up to you. We've got various flowers here in the set and leaves. And then we have this die here. Now this can be the top of your strawberry and then have your leaf coming up and away from it. So that would like focus downwards on the strawberry. Or you can have that as a flower, because you see those lovely white flowers, don't you, where you see strawberries. So that's that. Here is the top, and this you're going to cut this out twice, over glue them here on a little circle, and there will be your tall grassy bits from the top of your strawberries. Here you have 2 different size leaves, and they're going to be for your carrots. You have a little die here, which is the centre of your flower here, if that's what you want to do. And then these circles are your spacers for fixing your handles onto your basket. So the handle will pivot down so that you can take things out of the basket, and then the handle will pivot back up again. So that's that. So we've got various tags here, and this one has tickled my fancy, and it's for the strawberries, and it says very nice. So I've been having a little bit of a giggle with my friend, and she knows who she is, and she'd probably be chuckling right now. And I just automatically I went, very good, very nice. So that's just absolutely tickled me from a sketch on TV, really. But I just love that die. And then we have a gift, a sweet gift, deboss there. And then we have one here for keep calm and carrot on. So those are for your carrots. And obviously this is going to be great for spring, Easter, and so on. You will see that this is a carrot, but it could also be a parsnip. So, excuse me. So just think on when you're using your different coloured cardstocks. And if you did this in a very pale off-white, light ivory, and then went in with some ink, you could distress that to look like a parsnip. Now, this one here makes, does it make the whole one? Let Vicky think now. No, this makes the whole one, doesn't it? So this die here, cut 6 times with a top for its base, and that would, you'd attach 6 that way, then that would be a complete whole carrot for decoration. Now, if you cut a base for this and you cut 6 of those, this would then become your lid, okay? And this would become your base. So it's an actual opening box. So 6 of these makes the base, 6 of these would make the lid. And then you can put treats inside these boxes as well as inside your basket. Okay. So that's the carrot. And the strawberry works exactly the same way. This will make a whole complete strawberry by using one of these and one of these for the base and the top for ornamental look. But then you have the base and the lid, so it can be a functioning little strawberry box. Okay, so to make the tulip, I have cut 6 of these, and each one has a base. And then what we do, I'll show you now on the die cut, and I'll put these dies to one side now I've explained that. So this is how the tulip will look when it's made. Okay, so I've just used a general paper straw, 2 of the leaves there just wrapped around the bottom, but you could do a longer leaf because obviously tulips do have a longer leaf. But I was just using everything that's in the set. And then basically what I've done with that same hole punch I used before, you have a crocodile or another hole punch, I have just roughly put a little dot in the centre with a pencil, just so I roughly know where I'm going. And then I've placed this inside here, lined it up and punched in the middle. Okay, so I've got a length of straw here that I have inked up. All right, so let me take the lid off my glue. Okay, and I am going to heat up my hot glue gun as well. So what I've done, the die has a V-shaped tab at the top, and it has a small V-shaped tab at the bottom. The smaller, narrow end, I've snipped off the glue tab completely because that's going to be your opening top for your tulip. And then this is a little bit too long because we've put a hole in it, so you'd see the end of the tab. So I've just taken the very top off. And what we're going to do, we're just going to put wet adhesive underneath, and then we're going to adhere that to there. And we're just going to work our way around. So like I said, you're going to need 6 pieces of these strawberries, but here obviously tulip, and we'll work our way around until we've gone all the way around. So, and you could do these in more vibrant tones if you wanted an orangey tone or a red. Beautiful red poppies, tulips I should say, poppies. I've got poppies on the brain at the moment. And they could be really vibrant. I've gone for more of a pastel shade here because I'm going spring, I'm going pastel. Thinking of Easter. And do I need another? Looks like I am one short, so I need to cut another one. Isn't that typical? I think I've done it. And I've not. Have I not? No, I haven't. Right, bear with me, guys, and let me find my yellow cardstock. Best laid plans, you know. There we go. Is that the right colour? Nope. Oh, here we go. We could be some time here, guys. Hang on. That the colour? That's the colour. There we go. I shall just cut myself another. There's me thinking I'm all sorted. I've cut everything and I'm ready to go. Right. Well, I hope you're all well. I hope you're all keeping well, and I hope you're all keeping warm, because by gum, it's gone chilly. I think they've given another cold spell for the next week, so that heating will be on. Hot water bottles will be filled. I can't wait for spring. I think we're all the same though. I used to be a winter person, but as I've got older, I really appreciate that warmer weather. It warms the old bones, doesn't it? Right, okay. So I'm just going to snip the very tip off, like I said, and then just take the end off there. And we're only doing that because obviously we're covering that little hole. So let's crease all the score lines and then give it a little bit of shape. There we go. And then we'll add some adhesive onto there. So I've already gone ahead and I have made 5 other tulips, because you don't want to see me making 5 tulips, I'm sure. And then we're going to add adhesive now to the tabs, one by one, and then just guide them and shape them with your fingers. And it doesn't take long for obviously this glue to grab, because it is our deluxe adhesive, the best glue in the world, as I say, and I'm sure many of you that have tried it now will be 100% in agreement with me. If you've never tried it, please just try a bottle and I am sure you will be hooked. It works brilliantly in your glue press, if you have the Petunia glue press. I do. I tend to use that for finer detail. Right. You'll have to forgive me, my hands are that cold I can barely feel the end of my fingers. I've not long come into the craft room and it's a little bit nippy in here. I thought, well, I need to get this video made because this set is launching very, very soon. And I was surprised that so many of you were taken with the tulips. So I thought, well, I'm going to let you down and then not show you how I actually made the tulips. Apologies if I keep calling them poppies. I've got poppies on the brain. There we go. So you just work your way around there until you get to that last section. Now, you might have a hole punch that is slightly smaller than mine, so your straw will be a snugger fit than mine was. So I will be going in there with my hot glue. So I'm going to put the top of the straw through the hole, and then I've got my trusty glue gun, and I'm just going to put some glue all the way around to act like a stopper. Alright, and I'm putting a fair blob on there, to be fair. And then I'm going to take this down through the middle and then hold it near the bottom, and then I will go in and I will just add a little bit more to hold it. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Let's switch that off, and then I'm just going to hold that just for a few seconds until I know I can let go of it and it's set. All right. And it doesn't matter if your tulip goes at an angle or a wonk. The more it does that, the more realistic it looks, I find, because the one that I sent to Tonic for you guys to see for launch, they were kind of quite stood to attention, I'll say. And really, a tulip never really stands to attention, does it? I think we try all sorts when we have tulips. We tend to put lemonade in the water so that they will last. And then I've been told from Mother that they used to put pins underneath the head to keep the head supported, because obviously they do kind of droop, don't they? So yeah, if you get a droopy head, I think that would even add more to the realisticness of a real tulip there. So once that's done, I'm just going to let that set. Okay, and we'll go ahead and we'll start with the basket. So I'm just going to put that to one side, and I'll put the little leaves on the stems at the end there. So we'll move that lot out of the way for now. So the basket itself, we want 4 of these pieces here, and as you'll see, we fold the bottom of the basket. Okay, like I said, we need 2 of the bases. So what you're going to do is you're going to put adhesive on the tab, and then you're going to line that up with the little notches that you can see there. All right, and then we're just going to work away around this square until we've attached all the sides. So again, just placing glue on that glue tab there, and then slide that under and line it up. There we go. And then we can go round with the bone folder afterwards just to secure all the pieces in place. And we do this till we've gone all the way round. There we go. And there we go. And then the last one. I should wish you all a happy new year as well. because I haven't actually brought you anything from Tonic this year. So this is our first video this year, guys. I'm hoping you can all tune in and give that little thumbs up and a follow. And then you'll get alerted to any more future videos that I'm going to bring you. I'm going to try my best this year to do a little bit better. I had my eye off the ball last year a little bit, so there we go. So just enforcing that with a bone folder, your precision tool. And then we're going to cover that inside panel up there, just so the inside looks just as good as the outside. And I love that. That's what I love about Tonic. The engineering is amazing, but then we cover all the workings and nobody knows how it was done. Makes us look a lot cleverer than we are as well. So just look out for all those little notches. And then line it up. There we go. Now, depending on what cardstock you have, you could have a very rustic basket kind of cardstock, like a grainy craft card. That would look lovely. Craft card inked also looks fantastic. So now you're going to bring these sides up, just like so. And we're going to glue them with this little glue tab here. So we're just going to work our way around. Okay. And just hold those. You can put pegs in if you want to, but it doesn't take that long for the glue to hold. So I shall just hold that. There we go. So I'm thinking when this is made up, strawberries decorated on the top and little strawberry jam jars inside. If you turn this into a lemon, so you've got nice little lemons on the top. You could have little jars of lemon curd. You can also add the parsnips, as I said, and the carrots. If you wanted it as an open basket, you could put bath bombs in there. That would be a beautiful gift for somebody. You put that shredded tissue paper in there, and you could put some beautiful gifts. But in saying that, if you change the colours up and you place the lid on there, you could turn these into animal treat baskets with little doggy bones and the treats that you would give your pets. And if you make money for charity for all your fur babies, then I am sure these would be gratefully received. So let's just add that last tab on there. But so many things. I mean, these would be great for anybody with all sorts of different, like smellies, soaps, little makeup sets for the younger ones. You could actually put some little tiny little teddies or something in there for the younger generation for Easter time. It's just an all-round great basket. I absolutely love it. I love its size. So I'm just waiting for that last glue tab to hold. Probably me with my fingers. They're absolutely freezing. Ah, dear, dear. Just hope we don't get any more snow. There we go. So as you can see there, you've got a lovely basket. Now, if you want to, you can get some strips of paper and you can weave those in and out and around the basket, so you've got even more of a weave through. And I did another basket that I sent into Tonic, and I've used some kind of orangey brown gingham in a brown basket, and I've threaded that through all the way around the basket, and it just gave it a different look. So there we have the base of the basket. Okay, so now we'll move on to this next part, which I have kind of jumped ahead and done quite a bit of it already. So as you'll see here, we have this section, and you want to join all 4 sections together. Okay, So you have a little glue tab here, and I've just used some pattern cardstock. It's some cardstock I bought many years ago from the NEC. I think it was Jelly Bean. I do love their gingham and polka dot paper, it has to be said. I really do love ginghams. Kind of the pattern cardstock I have to stop myself from using. I do love it. I think everything would look the same if I was left to my own devices. So, as you can see, it's a funny shape. And you have a score line, then you have these funny looking quarter circles here. Now you want to do a mountain and do a mountain, and then you want to do a valley when you pull those back, okay? So you've got your mountains and then you've got your valleys, like your V shape is your valley. And we have new crafters all the time. They should probably go in mountain and valley. No, I don't get you. That's dependent on which way we fold the card is called mountains and valleys. Now, what I tend to do is I tend to put a tiny little bit of glue here, okay? So I'm just going to dab that on there on one corner. And then you're going to push down. And then one quarter circle is going to sit on top of the other quarter circle till you have made your frame, okay? So that's how we do that. So I'm just going to move some of that excess glue. So I'm going to join these together, all right, and then I'm going to work my way around the frame. So put the last one on there. There we go. I've not been on social media as much as I have been in recent years. Took a little bit of a backward step on going on Facebook too much, because I found myself I was. And then obviously I've been busy making samples for Tonic, for packaging and testing, and I've been busy making cards as well. So, and I'm sure you all try and keep up with me on here and Facebook, so you'll see what I'm up to. But sometimes it's just I spend a lot of time crafting, and then when you get a little bit of free time, it's kind of, well, do you want to be crafting? Sometimes yes. Right, so what you can do is you can push your pokey tool in from the back just to grab that cardstock. You can do this at the end actually, but there we go. So I'm just going to go around now and glue all those quarter circles till I've gone all the way around the frame, okay? So I'm just adding glue to the bottom one, and I'll work my way around. So push that down. You just need to get your fingers in there and just get those quarter circles aligned with one another, and then pop that under the frame. There we go. Do what I say, not what I do. It's one of those. I'm good at doing that. And I've been keeping an eye on you all on the Tonic Facebook group, seeing what you've all been making. And you inspire us as well, not just, you know, the other way around. Often we will see something that you have made and go, oh, now that's just given me an idea. And then off we go on a tangent then. So we all inspire and help each other on our crafty journeys, which I think is lovely, and we meet so many lovely friends along our journey as well. Lifelong friends, keepers forever, that is for sure. I have found, I've been crafting, well, this will be my 20th year this year, 10 years with Tonic, And I have to say that crafters are the biggest hearts. And it isn't often that you find a bad egg, as I say, in the bunch, because everybody is so lovely and we all give each other helpful hints and tips on how to achieve this, that and the other, or different techniques that we want to learn. And somebody says, oh, I've done that years ago. Oh yeah, you do it like such and such. And that's what I love about crafting. It's that crafty community. It can't be beaten. It really can't. And so many generous crafters out there that are only just too willing to share their knowledge. And that's what we all try and do, you know. And all try to live in harmony. And I love it. I really do. So I need a little bit of glue under this corner here. So I'll just tend to put a little bit of glue on the corner of that card, brush it up against that piece of card, and then just hold that until it's grabbed. That's just another way of sealing it and adding glue after the event. You can go back afterwards and add a little bit more here and there if it's not quite right. So as you'll see, I mean, you'll leave yours to dry a little bit longer than myself, but then you've got a little tunnel, as I say, going around the top. Now, you can go round and you could add adhesive around this top part here and then wiggle that on, okay? But you want to put it on the inside of the box. So you'd stick it all the way along in there. And then that would grab as you push that down, okay? So I am going to add a little bit all the way round. And in fact, I'm going to do it on the inside of here, but you can do it the other way as well. It's whatever works for you. You'll find what works best for you. We're just giving you our interpretation of it. We all work in different ways. There isn't a right way or a wrong way. Because I think sometimes we are very critical of ourselves. Too much so. I'm guilty of that as much as anybody else. So now you just want to hover over that little bit of a score line. She says, let's turn it so I can see what I'm doing. And I apologise if I get my head in shot. And then we want to just push that over the top like so. And I'm going to pinch it from the inside there. Kind of got to put it on level because it's a snug fit. And I am making this look harder than it is, to be fair. Come on, I need my pokey tool. That's what I need. There we go. Made that look an awful lot harder than it is. There we go. And then that just pushes on, and you'll know when it's on, all even, all the way round. And then because you've had adhesive on these parts, they will then sit more neatly to your box. And if you find that they don't, this is where your trusty piece of card comes into play again. And I would just add a little bit of a wet adhesive there, and then I would slide that underneath the lip, press against it for the card to pick up the excess glue, and then you're left with glue then on that panel. There we go, and just press along there. So you're just going to press then against the cardstock where you've put that extra glue, just for it to grab, and you're just grabbing it in the middle there. So I'll go along all of those edges and add a little bit of extra glue. You don't have to do this. This was just a nice little neater way I like to do it, but to be honest, because it's such a snug fit, you could probably not have to glue this top bit on actually. You could just slide it on and it would hold. It just gives it a slightly neater finish there, being held down. So I'm just going to finish that one edge there. There we go. And I'll just hold that for a moment or two, just for it to grab. I just thought this lilac colour was a lovely springy colour. All these lovely little pastel shades. There we go. I'll just hold that little bit down there for a moment. And you see how you've got a lovely square topped frame there now. So this then sits on these little corner rests. So that is your top. Okay, and that just sits in there. Now that's optional. You don't have to have that in if you don't want to, okay? It's tilting a little bit because my mat is raised in the centre. But that would be how that top piece goes in. So, for your handle, I'd be going this way to the way I've put the holes in for the tulips. Okay, so we'll show you how we do that handle now. Let's get all our bits and pieces together. So, way I've done it, I've glued two of these circles back to back, and I would place that at the back, just holding it. Don't need to add any glue, just hold it. And then you have dies that cut these little discs. Now I have glued 5 together, okay? And basically I'm going to add wet adhesive to the middle, holding that in place with one hand, putting the little washer into the centre and holding that until you know it's grabbed. Okay. And what will happen is it will have a rotating mechanism because you're not actually gluing that back washer on. The back washer will be glued to the basket. So then what we want to do is place adhesive on the top of that washer and stick another 2 washers back to back, and then they go on the top, and we hold those in place until we know it's grabbed, and we'll repeat the same on the other side. Okay, so just let me make sure that has gone off, and then we'll repeat this side. So again, 2 washers together, placed underneath, 5 washers stacked on top of one another with a little bit of wet adhesive in the middle, and then we're going to pick that up, place it in the middle of there, just hold that till you know it's grabbed. There we go. And then another 2 washers together, and a little bit of adhesive in the centre, and then press that till you know it has grabbed. And then I'll show you then how it pivots. So they're just some spare ones I have left over from my cutting session. Now you could go ahead and you could add a decorative washer there to match the top of the basket. That's up to you. But then you see this will pivot back and forth, or it should. Have we got enough washers on there? Yeah, we do. See how that pivots? Pivots back and forth. So I'm going to place adhesive on the back of that washer, and I am going to place that in the centre just under the score line here, okay, and just hold it in place. Now you want to add a decorative layer to this section before you add your handle, if you want to add that decorative layer, okay. And then we want to add some adhesive to this other side. And then we want to line that up with the opposite side, just under the score line, and again hold that. I'm going to switch my hot glue gun on again, because I'm going to add some flowers. Oh, she said, not quite stuck. But just hold it till you know it's grabbed. There we go. I think this basket would just be nice with some Werther's Originals in it for your grandma. I think she'd really appreciate it, because they love toffees, don't they? So let's move these bits out of the way. Now I have some decorative flowers that I have created earlier. So as I showed you before, you get some flowers in the set. So we've used this flower here and some of the leaves. So I've just cut everything in white cardstock and I've coloured it with inks. Okay, so we're going to have a leaf on each corner. So let's see if this is hot enough. Not quite. Not quite, she says. So let's get another glue stick out, because you know I'm going to run out of glue. That is a given. That will always happen on a video, and then you'll never have one handy. So let's add a little bit of hot glue there. And then Vicky goes and puts a finger in it. Oh, Vicky, come on. Oh, you can do better than that, Victoria. Goodness me. So we'll have that one about there. There we go. And then we're going to have one on each corner there. Down we go. And then work our way around, and then I'll show you what that looks like when we've gone round. I'd already gone ahead with these last night and put some Nuvo drops in there to dry, because you always leave your Nuvo drops overnight unless they're tiny, tiny ones. Then that just adds a little bit of decoration on each corner. Then we're going to add this lovely little gift tag here that says Sweet Gift. And I'm going to wrap the two pieces just around the handle, and I'm just going to place now you be careful here, because the hot glue can be very hot. Just caught my hand on the handle then. Right. So line those up carefully, she says, and be careful, because this is extremely hot, guys. And that just holds that in place. There we go. And then that can just dangle down there. let's move this bit of hot glue I've got stuck to me. And then we've got a little bow, a little triple bow there. So we're just going to add some hot glue on that. And we're going to place one in the middle there. And just hold that till it's grabbed. Okay. And then one to the other side. I do love a little triple bow. I always used to make them on a little bow maker. And then I saw our Karen, this is years ago, this is about 9 years ago, 8-9 years ago. And she was doing her lovely bows on her fingers. So I thought, right, I'm going to get that bugger to show me how to make these. So we were going to the NEC for a meet. And she just sat down and didn't even let her draw breath, to be fair. And it was a little bit like, I don't know if you ever watched Sister Act the film, and the nun pulls out that great big piece of tape and goes, hello, as she pulls the tape. Well, I just pulled this great big piece of ribbon out of my handbag, red ribbon. And Sister Karen says, come on now, I need a lesson. And she just laughed her socks off. And I videoed her while she was doing it so I could bring it home and practice. Because she was, well, she still is, she's bloody awesome at those bows. Oh, she is. Right. So we're just going to add that decoration there to the centre of the bow. Didn't need that glue after all. Hip hip. There we go. Let's just hold that for a little bit longer. Boring, I know that you can't see it, but I will tip it up so I can show you. Sometimes things are just funny angles. So then we've got the flowers on each corner there, and we've got the same on the other side. Now you could go ahead and add a decorative flower or something here if you wanted to, or another bow. That's completely up to you. But then your handle will pivot so that you can take the lid in and out as you choose to get into your basket, okay? So this just rests on those corners. So, that said, I shall pull that handle back up in place, and we'll have the tulips that we've already made. So if we have a lilac one in there, a pink one there, and a lemon one there. Then opposite we can have a lilac one here, a pink one here, and then we can just add these leaves to our stem. And I tend to just get one and wrap it around. Now I would highly recommend, see, I knew we'd run out of hot glue. I would recommend inking both sides of your leaf. I forgot to do that, but there we go. Best laid plans and all that. And just wait till that grabs, and then we can wrap the other one around there as well. So I think we'll have that other one just wrapped that way. Add a little bit more hot glue. There we go. Just let that go off a little. Now when I say to you that obviously the carrot, the strawberry, the tulip, whatever it is that you are making, you can have these as treats. So basically when you have them as strawberries, they have a proper lid, and the carrot has a proper lid, or you can have it as a decorative carrot, which is just an entire whole carrot, so you can't get into it. But even if you do these type of things for the children, imagine Smarties. I've got large Skittles here, but you can imagine, can't you, that if you Get another one in there, I'm sure. There we go. Maybe even another one. So you can imagine if you had them like that with sweet treats in for the children to take one each, and then there's a gift inside the box as well. How lovely would that be? I absolutely fell in love with the box. I think you're going to have an enormous amount of fun with it. I can't honestly wait to see what you all make with it, because it really, well, it floated my boat, as they say. So there we go. So this is going to be available on the Tonic Studios website as of Friday. And this is the showcase, and it's called the Sweet Spring Basket. Now, if you would like to support my channel, you certainly can. Click the follow button, give it a thumbs up or a like. Even better, leave me a comment. I love to read your comments, and it's nice to know that you are all out there, because sometimes, you know, we don't get a lot of comments, and it's nice to know we're not talking to ourselves, if that makes any sense at all. But I also will have my affiliated link in the description. So if you would like to purchase this die set through my links, that would be amazing. There's no pressure there at all. If you'd rather go straight to Tonic, then you can. It doesn't cost anything extra to use my links. It just takes you straight to the Tonic website. It's just I do get a small commission for bringing tutorials like this to you. So I'd like to say thank you so much for your company today. I've missed you all, but I'm back. So hopefully you will be seeing another video from me very, very soon. So all that remains for me to say is thanks for your company, guys. Happy crafting, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.